Hello beautiful souls and welcome back. Today's Pick a Card Oracle reading is all about self-improvement, releasing what is no longer serving you, and how you can work through fears and limitations that are holding you back from reaching your dreams. Today we are using a 5-card spread for this reading. If you want more information about this spread or a printable for your tarot journal, your book of shadows, your grimoire, head on over to my website. I have made that printable free. You just need to go over there to get it. That will be linked in the description box below. So in front of you are 4 different piles. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. If you are unfamiliar with pick-a-cards, I ask that you take 3 deep breaths, focus on the different piles, and listen to your intuition. Listen to that little voice inside you and pick according to which pile you feel drawn to. Now this is a general reading for the collective conscious, which may mean if you are drawn to multiple piles, it could mean that your message is spread out throughout those piles. So feel free to listen to more than one pile if you so desire. It does also mean that some of the messages may not resonate, and that is perfectly okay. Take what resonates and leave the rest. So again, we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Let's get started with pile 1. Hello to all of you who picked pile number 1 for this working through your fears and limitations pick a card. So we're going to start here. This is the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and this pile represents an aspect of yourself that you can move forward from. So we have Time for a Nap, card 24. And what I'm sensing with this card is that you may be the type of person who hesitates to make decisions. You wait, you want to get all the information, you want to make sure that everything is perfectly aligned before moving forward. But sometimes this could hold you back. Sometimes you do need to make spur-of-the-moment decisions. Sometimes you do need to make decisions that you might not have all the answers for. But sometimes we do have to make decisions in a timely manner, spur of the moment, and just trusting ourselves. So I feel like this card, it's saying, you know, it's time for a nap, and that's what you need to move forward from. It's time to get out of bed. It's time to get up, to move, to take action. Right now, it might seem like, oh, if I just sleep on it, it would be a good decision, but we have to remember that sometimes we do have to act rather quickly, and it's not always time to slow down and really think things through, okay? So the second card is about what is a fear that is remaining or that is haunting you. And for this, I picked the Halloween Oracle. So you have the Witch card. It says the Earthly Weaver of the Worlds. Okay, and with that, I'm feeling like a lot of your fears around moving forward with your life may come with how people perceive you. So I think it is time to really embrace who you are and allow yourself to be who you are, and not fear the persecution, not fear the perspectives of other people, because everyone will always have a different perspective of who you are. The only person who will know the true you is you. Everyone else is just a perspective from their experiences of you, right? So I feel like with the Witch card, especially with this time for a nap, it's almost like maybe you have been holding back, not so much because you don't know what the situation will hold or what the future will hold, but it's more you hold back because you're afraid of what people are going to say about you, about You're afraid of the way people might perceive you, or, you know, it's almost like if you don't have all the answers right away, you assume that people are going to think you're uneducated or unintelligent. But it's okay to not have the answers. It's okay to not know everything in the moment. A phrase that just came into my head is that, you know, it's like, whatever your career is, you don't bring a magic wand with you, right? You can't work miracles. Sometimes you have to work through challenges. You can't just wave your wand and have everything be okay. And sometimes when we are presented with those challenges, we need to act. We need to confront them right away and not step back. So this third pile is the Starseed Oracle, and this is negative influences that are in your way. And you have 2 cards. So you have the Great Severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. And you have weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. And both of those really speak with what I was saying, especially with the Witch card. Someone else's perception of you is not your weight to carry. This is not something that you need to focus on. They have their issues are theirs alone. It's not something that you need to be burdened with. And you also don't need to give into their anger. You don't need to, you know, fuel the fire. When they're angry, adding your anger on top of that can just make things worse. Sometimes we need to approach situations, even when they are conflicts, from a perspective of love. And now this pile was for the negative influences that are in your way. So this really could indicate that you may have anger issues. You may have, you may feel, like this card says, the weight of the world on you. And that may make you quick to emotions because you might be feeling overwhelmed or burdened by it. So it's about taking, you know, a deep breath, looking within and thinking, like, does this really matter in the moment? Is this worth giving my time and energy to? Perhaps this kind of energy really drains you, both physically and emotionally, which is why we had that time for a nap card, because it could exhaust you mentally, it could exhaust you physically, and you feel literally like you have to take a nap because you are so burdened by this. So again, it's about putting up boundaries, letting go of what you don't feel is going to benefit you in the moment, letting go of the anger, letting go of a confrontational perspective on things. It's okay to not respond when someone is just trying to push you and push you and push you. It's okay to say, you know what? I don't need to have this conversation right now. I do not need to have this conversation with you. My personal energy, my own personal beliefs do not need to be shared with you at this moment. And that is perfectly okay. Sometimes we need to walk away from this in order to be more comfortable within ourselves. Okay? This might also be the kind of energy that brings out the worst in you. And then you notice, like, oh, I shouldn't have responded that way. And then that mental attitude of I shouldn't have done that is really also burdening you as well. And it might make you even seem negative towards yourself, negative self-talk. And so, you know, again, just taking time for you, understanding what triggers you, understanding your perspective on the world and how you want to be perceived, and not letting someone else's perception of you change your perception of yourself. Okay? This fourth card is the Work Your Light Oracle, and this is a positive influence, but this could also represent a blessing in disguise, something that we might not see as positive yet. Okay? So your card is Awakening. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So what that is telling me is that you're actually in this transition phase in your life right now. You are, awakening. You're leveling up spiritually. This could also really be why this anger and burden and feeling like things are off is really triggering you at the moment, because often during times of awakening, it can seem like the world is crumbling down around you. It's the, like just an accumulation of negative things before something amazing happens. So just, keep going for what you have your heart set on. Keep going and being influenced by your desires as opposed to by your fears. Okay? And this last card is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, and this is Inner Wisdom. So you have the Sun card. So it's interesting because depending on your cultural traditions, depending on different perspectives, which again is what we've been talking about this whole reading, the Sun can be either a very masculine card or it can be a very feminine card. And it's all about the perspective depending on how your beliefs have been shaped throughout your life. And again, it's just holding true to what your perspective is. And ultimately, your perspective is what is fueling you, right? It doesn't matter whether the Sun is positive or negative. The Sun still has, positive or negative. That's not what I meant. It doesn't matter whether the Sun is masculine or feminine. It still has a very positive effect on this world, right? The Sun allows this planet to be the temperature that it is to sustain life. It is what helps our food to grow. It is, there's so much that the Sun does for us. And yet, the Sun can be seen as this very dominant, very dangerous force, right? Like you can see the Sun as with all the positives that it brings, but then you can also see the Sun with the negatives, like solar flares, or if you stare at the Sun, it can damage your eyes. And, it's about perspective. So for you guys working through your fears and your limitations, it's about your perspective. And when you catch yourself thinking negatively, especially about yourself, I really feel like there's a lot of negative self-talk for those of you who picked pile 1. But when you catch yourself in that negative mindset, it's about how can you move forward? How can you change that mindset? And I mean, it doesn't have to be overnight, just snap of the fingers, change has occurred. It's little steps at a time. It's acknowledging when you're angry and thinking, what triggered my anger in that moment? Or when you're feeling burdened and you're feeling like the weight of the world is on you, like, why am I holding on to that burden? What kind of boundaries can I put in place to help me move forward? Okay? So that is your reading for this Working Through Your Fears and Limitations Pick a Card Oracle reading. If you enjoyed this tarot spread, please let me know because I can do it more often on my channel. Please hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye. Hello to all of you who picked pile number 2. So here we have our 5-card spread. We're going to start with this card. This is card number 1. This is from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And this card represents an aspect of yourself that you can move forward from. So you have the card of flexible. So what this is telling me is that sometimes you may bend over backwards to please other people, even if it's not helping you or helping your situation. And you may feel like you don't have time for yourself because you're always helping others. So in order to move forward, to release, and to, improve as an individual, you may need to set up boundaries and work on yourself, okay? We don't always need to change us. We don't always need to change who we are and what we're doing in order to help other people, because sometimes we need to focus on ourselves. We don't always need to be flexible. It's okay to say no. It's okay to not want to do something because you had different plans, okay? So the second pile is from the Halloween Oracle, and this is something that is haunting you or a fear that you're holding on to. So we have Cauldron, which is synergy and healing. And we have Winter, which is the sacredness of pausing. So with those, it's almost like you're afraid to heal mentally, perhaps physically. It's almost like something that has labeled you or defined you could be healed in a way, could be let go of, but you're afraid to let go of it because you're afraid that it's going to take away part of your identity. You're holding on to some fragments of a former self that you're not ready to let go of, but these cards are saying it is time to let go of. It's okay to pause, and it's okay to live in the moment and experience what you need to as you're going through this healing, as you're going through this release. It is okay to feel these feelings, especially when you're feeling like, I don't want to let go of this. It's okay to experience that. It's okay to feel that. But you can't let holding on to something prevent you from moving forward. Okay. This third pile, this is from the Starseed Oracle, and this card is a negative influence that is in your way. So we have the card of Messenger. Let's see, will it focus? Messenger, which is serious energy, bringing harmony and balance, okay? So this being in your way, I'm feeling like you're waiting for someone or something to tell you that it's okay to move forward. You're waiting for a sign or a synchronicity to guide you to move forward. You're waiting for that messenger, but you don't have to wait for the messenger. If you feel called to move forward, if you feel called to do something, sometimes that is the message. It might not manifest in a physical sign or synchronicity. It might manifest in you feeling the desire, the inspiration to move forward. So don't underestimate the value of those internal messages, okay? We don't have to wait for external sources to give us permission to do something. You can take the initiative and you can go, okay? So this fourth card is from the Work Your Light Oracle, and this card is about a positive influence, but sometimes this might seem like it might be a blessing in disguise, so it might not seem positive in the moment. We have the card of play. Okay, that seems pretty positive. It is have fun, celebrate, don't be too serious. Okay? So again, especially with the cauldron and the winter above it, perhaps your key to letting go is to find enjoyment in what you're doing. Again, you don't have to be serious. You don't have to always be straight-faced and like ready to go, ready for action. You can play, you can have fun, you can enjoy the experience, you can enjoy the little things. You know, you don't always have to be on. You don't always have to be ready to do whatever it is. You don't always have to be ready for your boss to call you to give you the next instruction to go forward. You can play, you can enjoy your time. If it's your time off, do something fun, do something enjoyable, do something for you. Especially with the flexible card, you know, you don't have to always be flexible. You don't always have to be waiting for someone to give you a command so that you can jump on it. You can say, you know what, no, I'm having fun. I'm going out. I'm going to play today. I am playing. I'm not taking time for you because I'm taking time for me. Okay? And your last card here, this is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And this card is some inner wisdom for you. And you have the card of witness. It's about witnessing your actions, your responses, being aware of the actions that you are taking. You might not even realize that you bend over backwards for other people. It's a part of who you are, okay? But when you're feeling burdened and weighed down, and when you're feeling like you don't have time for yourself, witness yourself, witness your response, witness your actions. Well, if you don't have time for yourself because you're putting in unneeded overtime at work, if you don't have time for yourself because you're always doing things for other people, you have to first admit to yourself that that is a part of your character. You have to first admit to yourself that that is what you are doing. You will never be able to improve until you can acknowledge where you are. Okay? So that is your message for this Working Through Your Fears and Limitation Pick a Card Oracle reading. If you enjoyed this spread, again, you can head over to my website to get the free printable version of this spread so that you can try it out yourself. But also let me know down in the comments if you liked this, and I can do this spread more often because I really feel like it's a helpful spread. It's one that I like to do for myself quite frequently to, you know, move forward. So let me know down in the comments what you thought of this. While you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye. Hello to all of you who picked pile number 3 in this Working Through Your Fears and Limitations Pick a Card Oracle reading. We're going to start with pile number 1, and this card is from the Wisdom of the Oracle, and this card represents an aspect of yourself that you can move forward from. So we have the card Observer. Is it going to focus? Sorry, trying out my new camera. There we go. We have focused. So the card of Observer. So this is about not needing to always be the observer. We don't always need to sit back and observe. We can partake. We can enjoy. We can become a part of the action. We don't always need to just sit back and observe. I'm feeling like a lot of you who picked this deck may have very introverted energy. You like to sit back and observe. And as an introvert, I totally understand that. I totally understand the desire to sit back and observe. But I also know that to move forward and to improve, sometimes we need to get out of our comfort zone, and sometimes we need to be more active in the situation. Okay? So now this second card is from the Halloween Oracle. And this is about something that is haunting you or a fear that remains. Okay? You have the skull of light, which is illumination. And this actually speaks really well with the observer card. It's almost like you like to sit back and observe. You like to be able to shine light on other people, but it's almost like you're afraid to have that illumination on yourself. You're afraid that, I don't know, maybe it's that someone's perspective of you will change, or maybe it's that people will find something that they don't like, or maybe it's that you'll make a fool of yourself. Who knows? You won't even know what light will shine on you until you try, until you move forward. And the light that is shone upon you may be positive. It might not be negative. But if we always fear the potential negativity, if we always fear the potential response and we don't even try, then we'll never know what could be in store for us in a positive way. Okay? So this next pile is from the Starseed Oracle, and this is a negative influence that is in your way. You guys have 2 cards here. We have the Cosmic Heart, Devotion, Potency, Make Your Life a Moving Prayer. And then we have Double Mission, Lightworker, Starseed, Serve the World by Being You. Come on, focus on that card. I feel like that one is so important for you guys. There we go. Double Mission, Lightworker, Starseed, Serve the World by Being You. Just what was I talking about there, right? With the illumination. Sometimes we feel like we can't be ourselves. Sometimes we feel like we have to hide back and just observe the situation. But we have so much to offer to the situation. You have so much to offer by being you. You have so much to offer. Just, you have so much to offer. I really want you to hear that. You have knowledge, you have compassion, you have intelligence, you have beauty to offer this world. And if you just hang back in the shadows, then so few people are going to be able to see what you have to offer to this world, okay? So again, it's this fear of stepping forward and into the light that is holding you back, okay? We're going to go on to the Work Your Light Oracle to balance out this reading. This side is about a positive influence, but this can also be a blessing in disguise. So let's see what we have here. You guys, again, 2 cards. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Very much speaks with that double mission, Lightworker, Starseed, Serve the World by Being You. So it's about listening to what your soul is calling you to do. Okay? And then we have the card of you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. So yes, you might feel like when you go out into the world, you might feel like when you interact with people, you have to put on an act, put on a facade, put on a happy face, right? Or that you might have to hide something of yourself. But what you may not realize is that people see you for who you are, even when you're trying to hide it. And that is not a negative thing. People see your generosity, your kindness, your amazing attitude, even when you're having a bad day. They see it. Like, you just have this air about you. And when you can stay true to your authentic self, when you can stay true to who you are, then the world around you will respond to that. Okay? So the last card right in the middle there, that is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, and this is some inner wisdom. And you have 2 cards. So your first card is the Hunter. Don't be the hunted, be the hunter. Go out, go after what it is that you want. And then we have the Eagle, a beautiful, bold, majestic bird who knows what they are capable of, who knows that they are a powerful creature. They know that they are beautiful, that they are strong, that they are everything they need to be, right? Take your power back. Know how amazing you are. And when you can see your worth, everyone else will be able to see it as well. Okay? So that is your message for this Working Through Your Fears and Limitations Self-Improvement Pick-a-Card Oracle reading. Again, if you want the printable copy of this spread so that you can try it yourself, head on over to my website. That will be linked down in the description box. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that I can see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye. Hello to all of you who picked pile number 4 for this Working Through Your Fears and Limitations Pick-a-Card Oracle reading. We're going to start with pile 1. This is a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and this card represents a part of yourself or an aspect of yourself that you can move forward from. So this card is Go the Distance. It's about not being afraid to be in it for the long run. I feel like a lot of you who picked this pile may be the type to really thrive on instant gratification. You want to see signs of progress. You want to see and hear praise with the littlest of work done. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be praised for the work that you are doing. But sometimes it's not about the in-the-moment gratification. It's about seeing the project through, whether this takes 6 months, 6 years, or longer, right? It could take a whole decade. It's about knowing that you're in it for the long run and that you are capable to be in it for the long run, and that it's not just about this moment. It's about setting yourself up for success in the future. Okay? Card number 2 is from the Halloween Oracle, and this is something that may be haunting you or a fear that remains. Invisibility. Authenticity. I feel like with that card, especially with the Go the Distance card right before it, the reason you like praise in the moment is because you feel invisible. You feel like your work is going unnoticed. You feel like you have not made a big enough impact. You feel like you haven't been noticed. And first of all, you have been noticed. People notice you. They notice your effort. They notice your capabilities. But it's a perspective that you hold, that you feel invisible, because you are wanting praise. You are wanting people to acknowledge what you have done. And it's almost like you keep seeking this external motivation, but your motivation really needs to come from within. It really needs to be inspired action to go the distance. Because if you're always wanting someone else to praise you and tell you that you're doing a good job, when you don't get that, you won't feel like you can go the distance. You'll feel like you're stuck, you're stagnant. So, learn to praise yourself. Learn to bring the attention to yourself. Okay? This next card is from the Starseed Oracle, and this is a negative influence in your way. So we have the card of Starkeeper, Cosmic Ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. Yeah, it's like you're always up in the clouds in this dream world, this dream state of seeing all the possibilities, but we need to stay grounded. We need to be here and in this moment. And sometimes when we are, up in the clouds, up in the cosmos, that is when you might feel like you're invisible because other people are not acknowledging you. But when you can be grounded in of this earth and you see that the accomplishment within itself is praise. The work that you've done is the accomplishment. Okay? This pile here is from the Work Your Light Oracle, and this is a positive influence, but sometimes this might seem like a blessing in disguise. Or this is a blessing in disguise, not seems like. So your soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Okay? When you're feeling invisible, where is that soul family? Where are those friends that you can rely on? Where are those people that you can always trust to give you the love and attention and respect that you deserve? Okay? This could be like, physical blood family. This could also be like a friend. This could be a pet. This could be, just an interaction with whatever kind of spirit, whatever kind of connection, be it to the earth, be it to the sea, be it to an animal, whatever. What helps you stay grounded, right? You can rely on the energy of the world around you to stay grounded, to stay in control of yourself. And I feel like connecting with that energy of your soul family, staying grounded, will really, again, help you going forward in this journey of life and going the distance without feeling like you are invisible, without feeling like you're just in it to go through the motions, without actually feeling the joy and compassion of the experience. Okay? And then the last pile here in the middle is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. We have 2 cards, and this is some inner wisdom for you. So we're starting with the Medicine Wheel. And then we have the Mystical Shaman. Okay. So those 2 cards in combination with the Starkeeper, the Cosmic Ancestor, and also the Soul Family, I feel like you guys are very spiritual people. And it's almost like you're having a hard time connecting your spirituality with this experience of being a human, which maybe that's why you feel invisible, because you feel like you're maybe not of this world. Maybe you feel like a starseed where you just don't feel like you belong here. And so you're always seeking validation to feel more involved, more a part of this world. And I feel like there's so much more to you, that if you allow yourself to connect more with your inspiration, more with this internal energy that is trying to bubble up within you, then it's almost like this invisibility, because this invisibility card is really, like, it's really jumping out at me. It's really saying, like, this is what you need to let go of, this fear of being invisible. But if you look at it, the word under invisible is authenticity. Okay? It's about being your true self. When you're feeling invisible to the world, it might be because your authenticity, your true self, the nature of who you are, is invisible to you. because you're trying to be someone that you're not. Be true to who you are. Connect with the energies around you, your soul family, your cosmic ancestors. You have the capabilities to be so much more than you currently are. And not saying that what you currently are is a negative in any way. You are exactly where you need to be in this moment. But there's so much more out there for you that you have yet to unearth, yet to discover. And when you are willing to go down this path, when you are willing to go the distance, it is amazing the person that you will become. Okay? So that is your reading for this Working Through Fears and Limitation Pick a Card Oracle reading. If you enjoyed this reading and this spread, please let me know down in the comments below so that I can bring this spread back more often. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so I can see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.